So these are my thoughts on Palworld. Basically, I started with the free trial on Xbox because I didn't have Game Pass, and at the end of the hour, I was hooked on the system, basically of doing this task to get to this task, waiting for this to happen to do this and that, and basically the whole game loop had me pretty hooked. So what I did was I got myself a month of Game Pass and started it up again. And I started playing. And I liked the loop, it was good. But one thing that got me was the combat. First off, when people say it's Pokemon with guns, no, it's more. I mean, I've heard people compare it more accurately to Arc, but I've never played Arc with Pokemon. I would call it more Minecraft with Pokemon. Um, Basically, the game loop is get materials. Eventually, you get raided. The raids can happen randomly, and they can basically destroy your entire base. The raids. Sometimes the raids are from. I guess they're other factions in the works. I'm not playing with actual people because if you play online, actual people can choose to raid your base at times, which I wouldn't want if I did a lot of work and created a base and then had it destroyed, especially even by a computer component. So you have to always be able to get back to your base when you see on screen raid imminent. So I didn't know this because also when you're doing stuff in the base to build stuff up and craft stuff, like one example is that you can create a patch of land that you can grow berries on for food because you're always as you do stuff in the world, you become hungry and also your pals become hungry. So you have to keep them fed, otherwise they're not going to be happy, and negative effects can happen to them and to also you. So you have to have food, which also I didn't know this. I saw a video that someone did. I didn't realize this. You can actually sacrifice your pal to eat it. So I guess people are saying that that's comical. I don't find that comical to eat your pal because I would consider them a companion and not an animal. But I guess that people are saying that this is kind of showing how we treat animals in the world, that that's how the pals are treated. So I guess, okay. Yeah. But no, also, like I said, you create a patch of land, and on the land, if you don't have a pal with the ability to do certain tasks for the patch of land, one task was to seed the land. So you would put out seeds that you have, and then you would have to water it. Then you have to give it a little time for it to grow, which no one can do anything for that. That just takes time. But as you're seeding and watering, you're holding down with Xbox the X button on the controller, and you're holding it while a wheel slowly moves around to do stuff. Now you can increase your stats to increase, I guess, the speed that you do certain work and jobs, because everything has to do with that spinning circle wheel as you're holding down X to everything you make. You have to actually craft individually. So when you make pal balls or spheres to throw to catch the pals, you have to craft each one individually with holding down a button and waiting for a wheel. Some things move a little faster, and as you're doing certain jobs, certain pals that you have at your base can actually come over to you if they realize it and help you. Well, that was another thing because listen, the game is early access right now, so I understand not everything with the computer AI is going to work correctly. So sometimes you'll be doing a work or a task, and your pals, maybe they're preoccupied doing something else. Sometimes they just won't do it, or sometimes they just won't do the jobs they're supposed to. So, like I said, you can get one of the grass pals, and they will automatically seed without you asking them. So whenever there is the job available at the base to seed something, they will go over and seed. And then this is the thing that got me to go out in the environment and actually start searching further out was I was saying, oh, I have to water. And I saw someone else when they were playing that one of their pals was watering stuff for them. So I said, let me go find a pal that looks like it would be a water type. So I found like a penguin type of thing. So I guess it was an ice type, which it's very difficult to figure out what type they are. With I don't know, like I mean I have bad eyes, so it's hard for me to figure out. So I found one that specifically had an ice type, and it was very difficult to get it because I guess I was so over leveled that I had to realize that to not send out my pals to attack it because they attacked it so much that they killed it before I could catch it, and then it was hard to find another one. But also in trying to find this one, I also found another I'll call it like an obelisk or a tower in the environment that basically you can activate the tower and then you have a fast travel point to either your base or any other fast travel point because there's one right where you start a tower that you can get back to. So I guess that's how you get back in time. You just stay close to towers and kind of hunt and scavenge and try to get stuff from there. But I caught the one that had the water ability. Now it's seeding automatically, watering automatically. I have people who will now harvest stuff after it's grown and they're growing it. I have a box for them to put all this. So they're automatically, as I'm playing now, they're automatically taking care of tasks and doing that. But the problem with this game, the reason I would say that this game is not for me, and honestly, I'm probably going to stop playing after maybe, I'd say 10 hours at most, is that I don't want to spend time on a game where I am putting time into a bunch of systems just to get up a base and get like different things up. And they kind of, and the other thing is they don't also in the game, they don't give you a clear indication of what really to do. It's kind of like, yeah, people have described as it's a sandbox kind of game. So I guess they really don't give you too much information. So, at least, with like Minecraft, there was a beginning tutorial that kind of showed you what to do before it threw you into the game. This, I guess there's so much that goes along that you kind of, if you pay attention to your bullet point tasks of what to do next, that you kind of go off of that and then you kind of learn from there. I mean, everything is kind of explained very good that way. But I mean, like I said, the thing is, I don't want to spend time on a game where I'm basically it. The last game I played like that was Animal Crossing, and I put like over 500 hours into Animal Crossing, and for me, that is a lot of time for a game. And at least with Animal Crossing, at the end, I was like, okay, I terraformed an entire island and made it look the way I wanted to. This game, you're basically just crafting and creating a base, and you're defending this base for what? So you can go out into the world to collect more pals and then use them. And then once you basically get to a certain level point, you're so I would say, I would imagine over leveled, that it's kind of like, why are you. Well, I mean, if there was a story, like an actual story point in this game, I would say, okay, there's something worth it, there's something to work towards. But if the point is to basically create a base, collect some pals, put them on the base, put them to work, and get that whole, what I would call that whole mobile system, mobile game kind of thing, where you do a task and then you wait for a task to be done. And it's kind of like all you're basically doing is basically just collecting pals to make your base run more efficiently. And then the pals can also defend the base too. And then, you have to also, you can't just leave them to defend the base, obviously. Unless maybe later on you get them that they're so well done that you can, but I don't know. Like I said, I liked what I played. It's got good potential, but my thing is this. I will see. First of all, the game is in early access, so it's not complete. It's pretty buggy on Xbox. Wasn't too bad. Didn't crash on me, but you can see where the game is struggling a bit with stuff to manage everything. But I mean, like I said, didn't crash. Was able to play, able to, I guess, do what I had to do. Um, yeah, I mean, I just feel that the idea is good, but if you really want, I mean, if you're looking for a Pokemon game that has the a different kind of like, I would say that a game that is not like Pokemon but has like the ability to actually hunt and attack things good is the Pokemon Legends Arceus game. I would definitely say that is hands down so much better. This game, like I said, it was basically a survival game, and they used the likenesses, although they say it's far enough away. But see, that's another thing too with this game. If this game were to be using things that it shouldn't be using, I would imagine the Pokemon Company would have shut it down already before it got to where it is. But maybe the game probably told Pokemon when they inquired, they said, well, we're not going to tell you. So Pokemon had to wait for the game to actually come out so they could actually see the game in practice to see what's going on, because they weren't able to have eyes on it before that. So maybe that's why now they're saying they're going to be looking into it, because now they have access to the game. So yeah, I mean that's that on that. But I mean, so maybe if I do want to go back to this game later on, it's not going to be there. But I mean, I was definitely enthralled by the trailers that they showed. The trailers looked beautiful, but they were cinematics, really, for the most part, I would say. And I feel like I got duped by the cinematics, because when you play the game, it doesn't run as beautifully as it was shown there. Now, that doesn't mean you can't have a beautiful experience, visually with this game. But like I said, I feel that because I've seen other videos where people kind of had something similar to that, but I feel that the amount of hours that I would have to put into this game, to be honest, I'm not that invested in Pokemon. Like, don't get me wrong, when the Pokemon games come out, I put ample time in and usually get, if not completed. Like the last one, Pokemon Violet, I played, I got everything done except for the the end league there. I didn't do that, and then I think after that, then there's a little end game after that I didn't do. So I was right at the league, but I haven't challenged them yet. But I put in a lot of hours into that. I mean, I like putting my time into Pokemon games, but I mean, I don't see what the point is to putting in the time to this game if basically what I played now, I basically the slice that I got is basically what I'm gonna get the entire game through. There's nothing to it. So, I mean, this is a message for future me. If you are seeing this thoughts on video that I'm putting up and you're saying, hey, I have Palworld, maybe I should go play that. Don't. Don't do it. It's not worth your time. Go play a Pokemon game. You're going to be better off. And if anyone else is watching this video and you're saying, oh, I'm interested in Palworld, let's see his thoughts. Trust me, I hope that I warned you off of it. I mean, if you got Game Pass, check it out. Like I said, on Xbox, there is a 1 hour free trial. You could jump into it there to see, like I said, there's a gameplay loop that's there. It's the same as any other crafting survival game. Make this, collect resources, make that. But yeah, without a story, I mean, it's kind of like Minecraft. I mean, I've played that game for hours and I built stuff up. At least with Minecraft, you're building. You know, you could build almost anything. That is a true sandbox. That's why Minecraft is one of those games that will stand the test of time. This game, no. Anyway, this is Casual Noob Cybot.